New at 5, railroad workers are performing surgery on oil train cars that derailed in Seattle this morning. They're clearing those tankers and making repairs, but no one can tell us why this train went off the tracks. Now, this is a big deal because we have seen what can happen when an oil train derails and there is no plan in place to contain a spill. KIRO 7's Chris Lagueros has been at the tracks all day long for us. So, Chris, when do they expect to finish clearing this scene?
I tell you, midnight is the best estimate we have now. Take a look behind me. You can see some of the work that's ongoing. It's taken all day to remove 3 tanker cars that went off the tracks, along with a locomotive and a car filled with sand just behind it. That one's called a buffer car. It's designed to protect the engineers from the flammable cargo they carry. There were 100 tankers full of oil passing through Seattle this morning on their way to a refinery at Anacortes. 3 of them slipped off the tracks under the Magnolia Bridge.
We live on top of Queen Anne, and that's just way too close.
The train was only going 5 miles per hour. The new reinforced tankers did not rupture. But after seeing images of oil train disasters in the past, like this fiery explosion in Virginia and the one that killed 47 people in Canada, Cerise Cook was alarmed.
I mean, this is a major thoroughfare. Everybody takes this way, and it could cripple everything.
The BNSF Railroad doesn't know why the derailment happened on track that was recently replaced. Gus Malonis told us this was the first oil train derailment in Washington since his railroad started running longer trains from the North Dakota oil fields 2 years ago.
This is a freak situation.
Malonis said the railroad's emergency response team was here in 5 minutes. The oil was fully contained in newly designed tankers with reinforced steel.
And the cars functioned as designed. There was no release of product. There's no environmental threat.
But Malonis' claim that the train was riding on newer track doesn't make sense to a local environmentalist who came here for a look at the damage.
A derailment at 5 miles an hour is deeply disconcerting. That would suggest that the track maintenance is failing, because there's no reason why a train would have to derail at that speed.
Back live now with a look at the repair work being done on the tracks. It's expected to take at least another 5 hours. Coming up at 6, we're going to stand by here. We'll let you know how the railroad is doing in its effort to clear the tracks. And you are going to hear from a Seattle City Councilman who came down here to look at the damage a day after a very important vote regarding oil train safety. Reporting live in Seattle, Chris Lagueros, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.
Now, oil trains derailing is an issue KIRO 7 has investigated for months. Kevin McCarty found out there is no plan to contain an oil train spill in the Columbia River or the Puget Sound. Watch that investigation at KIROTV.com.